Have you ever talked about something out loud, like a pair of shoes, a vacation spot, or even a random snack, and then suddenly started seeing ads for it on your phone a few hours later? It feels creepy, almost like your phone secretly heard the conversation and immediately reported back to advertisers. For years, people have joked that smartphones are always listening, but deep down, a lot of us genuinely wonder if it's true. Is your phone secretly spying on your conversations through the microphone? Or is something even stranger happening behind the scenes? Today, we're looking at the truth behind the idea that phones listen to us, why targeted ads can feel so disturbingly accurate, and what you can actually do to protect your privacy, right here on History of Simple Things. The fear of devices secretly listening to us didn't begin with smartphones. Long before modern apps existed, people were already nervous about hidden microphones and surveillance technology. During the Cold War, governments around the world used wiretapping devices and covert recording equipment for espionage. Tiny microphones hidden in lamps, telephones, and walls sounded like something from spy movies, but they were very real. Then came voice assistants. In 2011, Siri arrived on the iPhone 4S, followed by Google Assistant and Amazon Alexa. Suddenly, millions of devices actually were waiting for wake words like "Hey Siri" or "Alexa." To hear those commands, microphones had to remain partially active all the time. That realization made many people uncomfortable. Even though companies insisted the devices only process short snippets locally until the wake word was detected, public trust was shaken. Things became worse when reports revealed that some voice recordings were being reviewed by human contractors to improve speech recognition systems. Although companies claimed the recordings were anonymized, many users felt betrayed because they didn't realize their interactions could be heard by actual people. So, are phones really listening? Technically, yes, but probably not in the way many people imagine. Your smartphone can access its microphone if you grant permission to certain apps. Apps like voice recorders, video chat platforms, navigation apps, and voice assistants obviously need microphone access to function properly. When you say "Hey Siri" or "OK Google," your device is actively waiting for that trigger phrase. However, there is currently no solid evidence that major smartphone companies are constantly recording every conversation and sending it to advertisers. In fact, doing that continuously would create huge problems. It would drain battery life, consume enormous amounts of internet data, and create legal risks worth billions of dollars if exposed. But here's the important part: advertisers often don't need your microphone. Modern advertising systems are frighteningly good at predicting human behavior. Your phone collects massive amounts of information about you every single day. Your location, search history, browsing habits, online purchases, liked posts, watched videos, contacts, and even how long you pause while scrolling can all become data points. For example, imagine your friend recently searched for hiking gear while sitting next to you connected to the same Wi-Fi network. You both visited the same outdoor mall afterward. Maybe you also watched a camping video later that evening. To an advertising algorithm, those patterns strongly suggest you might be interested in hiking too. So suddenly, hiking boot ads appear on your phone. It feels like your phone overheard your conversation, but often the algorithm simply made a shockingly accurate prediction. Humans are also naturally wired to notice coincidences. If you talk about bananas and later see a banana ad, your brain immediately connects the two events. But you probably ignore the thousands of ads that don't relate to your conversations. While giant conspiracies about non-stop secret listening may lack evidence, there have been cases of apps abusing permissions or collecting excessive data. Some flashlight apps, games, and free utilities have requested microphone access even when they clearly don't need it. Others gather detailed behavioral information and sell it to data brokers. In some cases, malware has secretly activated microphones or cameras, especially on compromised devices. This is why app permissions matter so much. Many people click Allow without thinking twice. Over time, dozens of apps quietly gain access to microphones, cameras, contacts, and locations. The danger isn't always that someone is directly listening to your conversations. The bigger issue is how much personal information companies can legally gather, combine, analyze, and monetize. The good news is that you can significantly reduce how much your phone collects about you. Start by reviewing microphone permissions. On both Android and iPhone devices, you can check which apps have microphone access and disable anything suspicious or unnecessary. A calculator app should not need to hear your voice. You should also disable unused voice assistants if you rarely use them. Turning off Hey Siri or OK Google reduces the amount of passive listening for wake words. Another important step is limiting ad tracking. Both Apple and Google now provide settings that reduce personalized advertising. You can also regularly clear your advertising ID and location history. Be cautious about free apps from unknown developers. If an app seems unnecessary or requests strange permissions, avoid it. Reading permission requests carefully can prevent a lot of privacy problems before they start. And finally, keep your phone updated. Security patches exist for a reason. Many privacy vulnerabilities are fixed through regular software updates. So, do phones secretly listen to our conversations? Sometimes under specific permissions and voice assistant features, yes, but the terrifying idea that your phone is constantly recording everything you say for advertisers is probably less common than people fear. The truth may actually be more unsettling. Companies often don't need to hear your conversations because the digital trail you leave behind already reveals an enormous amount about your life. Your habits, routines, interests, relationships, and movements create a surprisingly detailed portrait of who you are. In the modern world, privacy isn't just about microphones anymore, it's about data, and most of us give away far more of it than we realize. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of simple things. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more stories woven through the smallest details.